Morning, everybody, and welcome to our Monday assembly. Whether you're watching this from home or you're in your classroom at school, everybody's welcome. And I wanted to carry on thinking about something that I introduced a couple of weeks ago when I spoke to you about dreams and goals, which is very often this time of year, January, the start of a new year, when people start to have some dreams, set themselves some goals to achieve. And I wanted to spend today's assembly really thinking about perseverance. So can you just pause the video for a minute and have a think, talk to somebody that's in the house with you or somebody that's near you at school about what you think that word perseverance means and why you might need perseverance when you're aiming to meet new goals. Okay, so we've talked about perseverance in school before. Hopefully most of you would be able to have a think and understand what it actually means. It's about keeping going, isn't it? Even when things get tough, it's about not giving up, but really finding some strength inside you to keep going. And whether we're in a school or at home or just during life in general, there will be times when things are difficult for us, especially at the moment. And in situations like these, it can be hard to keep trying. And we really need to find that strength, that perseverance inside us to help us through difficult times. So I had a little think about a very special person that I learned about long before you were born, and maybe some of your parents will remember this person, but it's a gentleman called Derek Redmond, and he was born in Bletchley in 1965, and he started running at the age of 7. He was really, really good at it, and he went on to win many prizes locally, nationally, and internationally. But life wasn't always easy for him. He suffered many injuries and he had 13 operations on his Achilles tendon and his knees, meaning that he had to pull out several competitions and miss them completely. But despite all of these difficulties, Derek didn't give up. He won many medals and broke several records. However, it isn't actually the winning that Derek is most famous for. It is his perseverance. So during the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, Derek won the quarter-final of the 400-metre race, and he was ahead in the semi-final race when he wanted to finish the race. But suddenly, his hamstring snapped, and he fell to the ground in pain. As stretcher bearers made their way across the track, Derek decided that he still wanted to finish that race. He stood up and he began to hobble really painfully towards the finishing line. He was soon joined on the track by his father, Jim Redmond, who barged past the security guards and onto the track to get to his son. Together, Jim and Derek completed the lap of the track, with Derek leaning on his father's shoulder for support. And as they finished past the finishing line, the crowd of 65,000 spectators rose to their feet, clapping and cheering, giving Derek a standing ovation. Derek Redmond may not have won any medals that day, but he really did show us the meaning of perseverance by keeping going, even when the going got extremely tough. So I want you to pause this video for a minute and watch the YouTube clip that shows you those moments in the race and how much perseverance Derek had to find in order to complete the lap and cross the finish line. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that and could see the real strength that he had to find within himself to complete the race. So we may not be taking part in the Olympic Games, but we still find ourselves facing situations where we do need perseverance. So hopefully with Mrs. Milner's assemblies all about hope and my assemblies about dreams and goals, you will be able to find some perseverance to complete the things that you want to complete, even if it's just that you're working on some English work and it gets a bit tricky. By not giving up and finding that perseverance within you, you can achieve a lot. And sometimes we can achieve a lot more than we think we can. So if you remember, I set myself a goal of walking from Land's End to John O'Groats, or the same distance as that is. And I worked out that I had to do 20,510 steps each day to complete my goal of walking that 874 miles by the end of March. And last time I spoke to you, I was doing really well and I was feeling really positive and I was on track to meet my goal. So when I totaled up the number of steps that I've done yesterday, I realised that I'd done a grand total of 429,100 steps right up to Sunday, the 24th of Jan. However, it's not really enough. I'm a little bit behind where I want to be. I'm actually 63,140 steps less than where I was hoping that I would be. So I was very disappointed actually when I worked it out. But then I thought about the story of Derek Redmond and I thought, no, come on, Miss Lee, you can do this. Just try hard, don't give up. I can't say, oh, I'm not going to get there by the end of March, so I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to try and walk further and further. And when I have my weekends and the February half term, I'm going to really try and walk more than 20,510 steps on as many days as I can to see if I can still get there by the end of March. And if I can't, if I don't make it by the end of March, I'm not just going to stop. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep going until I do get there, even if it takes me until the middle of April or the end of April, because I found Derek Redmond's story really inspiring. And I thought, you know, what I'm trying to do is quite little in comparison to what he achieved, but it's still my goal. It's something that I've set for myself. And I don't want to give up. I don't want to stop trying. So I'm going to keep trying. And my plea to you is that if things get tricky, if things are feeling difficult, if you get really tired when you're working hard, don't give up. Take a break, have a little rest, and keep going. And let's see how many people can find their strength, their perseverance inside them to achieve some great things. Mrs. Milner and I are so proud of all of the things that you've been achieving while school's only been open to a few children. Whether you've been at school or whether you've been at home, there's been some fantastic learning going on. So keep going with it. And you might even be able to achieve things that you haven't yet dreamt of. So keep dreaming as well. And I hope Derek Redmond's story has inspired you to keep going in these tough times. So keep it up, don't give up, and remember that really important word, perseverance. Okay, and I will see you very soon. Okay, take care, everybody, and bye-bye.